Good morning. Happy Friday, everyone. Friday is historically very choppy, but we'll see how this day brings today. Let's come in first and draw our limits. Yesterday market was roughly around this area. I'll come in and get rid of those lines. And we saw a huge sell-off. We caught a few trades in this area. And then I closed up the day, but looks like once we got to that low of the 15-minute, it sold off and it punctured through all these other limits here. Good thing is we have some limits to work off of, but market just saw all-time highs and then completely pooched. So on the daily, you can see that there's been some big sell-offs come in. Maybe market knows something that we don't. Maybe we'll see a big rally up, or there's a lot of news that came in as well. And that kind of put the market in a different spot. And all of those gains from the past week or two got decimated, those levels. For the short side, people are getting paid handsomely. Just coming in and getting these levels here. I know I can just click and just go extend towards right, but it's good to keep tracking them. Huge selling moves. Never saw a lot of day from the all-time highs. So let's see how we're going to come in and attack this today. These levels, I know the charts look very clunky at the moment, but these are significant in some shape or form, because between those levels is about 60 points of movement. And since yesterday's session, we already come, let's say, from that overnight range to about 700 points of sell-off. Is it going to be the end of the sell-off, or the market knows something that we don't? That is, it's selling off, and could be because the fundamentals might have changed. So I'll come in and draw my overnight range as well. Just one sec. This level here might not just be that significant. Many levels that we've drawn. But let's come in and draw the overnight range. Charts are looking very clunky because market's been moving so much. I would like to clean up my charts, which I will once we see some clear direction and see some levels not getting respected, but all these levels are kind of playing a part. These are just a visual representation of what to look out for intraday. On the swing side, I might not even look at these and just play off of major key levels, but this is just helpful. So let's come and draw the overnight range from that's a big range. At about 7 in the morning. One of the biggest ranges we printed in the past couple of weeks. So the volatility is back for sure. 200-300 point range, that's pretty significant. We just got to make sure how we're gonna come and attack it. See if there's some news coming in. First of August. News kicking in. Unemployment rates and some major news that's going to impact the markets are coming in, and maybe that's what made the market rally down. All those new numbers. Imbalance in the market for sure. So that's news at about 9:45 and 10. Why is it not showing up here on Forex Factory? I don't know. Oh yeah. For some reason it was set to my traveling time. This is better. Probably gotta fix that or get a better calendar. Maybe these news dates are wrong. A little bit pre-shifted. Anyways, market just opened. Not a lot of volume that kicked in on the first candle, just like yesterday. I'm gonna come in and mark the high of the first 15-minute, which is so. And see where this candle closes. We're below the overnight range and market's just been selling off. Absolutely, those key levels are on the table. If it gets there, it's gonna get pooched. Roughly around that region. But I don't think it will. I think we're gonna see some relief and rebound because that's huge sell move that needs to get must be exhausted. Looks like there are a lot of orders here on the DOM. Not much going on low of days, so we might see a good push up, and there are many orders upstairs as well. Could be sell orders, but 23.093 seems like a key level. Looks like we're rebounding just off of that little wick we printed. That was a great area to buy if someone was in. Overlapping on that thing, but oops. I'm still gonna come and draw my 15-minute line on the day. What else am I looking at? That level could be key in determining where the market's gonna head. Just gonna be a little bit more patient. Friday could be a choppy day. But let's see. Let me have a sip of my coffee. Testing that low of the 15-minute. Punched right through it. That's not straight, eh? It's hitting my OCD. It's fine. Are we going to break this level or keep pushing up? 4 minutes, 3.5 minutes before this candle closes. We might find support here, but see if it's rallying down. Finding support here. Maybe the data was really bad, eh? The fundamentals. Generally, the market's selling down. Got pooched. Moving this to get in line with the low of the first 15-minute. Maybe it's going to come to yesterday, or this is last week's value area high. And we could be a buyer up here probably. Get a quick 10-pointer. Yep, looks like that's where it's going to be, roughly. These are big moves as well. That last candle for 5 minutes, about 60 points. Markets moving 20 points up and down. A lot of volatility, which is great as traders who just don't want to get caught with their pants down. So tight risk management is the way to go. That's the low. Are we going to puncture through it, or still 47 seconds until the close of this candle? A lot of selling pressure. It's giving a lot of these 10-point little micro trades. We got to be careful. It's news day. Looks like it's 5 seconds before this candle closes. Buying the market here. Could whipsaw lower, which it did. Adjusting my stop because I don't want to see. Could be a stop loss run. That could have been a better entry.
Order filled.
I'm out of it. That pooched me. Fridays. Big sell-offs.
Order filled.
That wasn't the best entry, but I saw some rejection here, so I thought get in early and get that wick up on the 15-minute. Profit target roughly low of that candle.
Order filled.
Okay. I wanted to do that here as well, but that kind of puts that in drawdowns. Let's see what we're doing on the trades. So still out of the money. Let's check out the 30 minutes, 1 minute. Market found support here. Could very well keep going down. So it's just a huge sell-off. All those gains slowly pushing up and down, and they got completely pooched. So let's focus. Are we going to find some support here, or is it just going to keep rallying down? That's the question. So we're going to see new lows of days. A lot of movement. I want to catch a few good ones. Don't want to burn myself, so I'll be a little patient, but I'm tempted to buy here. I want to catch the dip, but it's just some rejections coming in, and we could reverse. Let's see where this candle closes in about a minute. This could be a big, quick move down as well. Market's been selling off hard. Yep, huge moves down. Big drawdown from 900s to about 885. 25 points is just one big move. Let's check the 1 minute. Looks like it's selling. See if we can get to that point of control. That could be an interesting buy. Otherwise, the sell. It's going to sell it here. That pattern still holds. The low of the 15-minute broke, the first 15-minute, and then we saw a big sell-off. So let's see where the next 15-minute candle of the day closes. This is the school run candle, as they call it. This could be an interesting buy here if it gets there. Currently, it's just looking like it's selling off hard. I'm not opposed to going a little low size and trying out a sell, but it could easily come up here to the low of the first 15-minute candle. Just being careful. Maybe it found support here. That's about 40 points. Yep, came right up there. A big wick on the 15-minute. Now is it going to keep selling off, or is it just going to find some support in this region? That's the question. Got to be quick on your feet. Very fast market. Big retracement, don't want to be a part of that. UN, that's a lot of drawdown, 30 quick points. Looks like it's breaking the lows. It's testing it.
Order filled.
I'm going in short, tight risk, smaller positions, see if we can get that quick 16-point run down. So close to getting stopped out. In this market, that's very tight, that risk, because the wicks are just quickly up and down. If anything, my risk should be roughly there, but I'm just trying to be very tight. You don't want to get caught. I'll kill it. It doesn't see new lows of days, but looks very heavy. I'm glad to be putting my stop roughly there, because you could see a potential sell move. Looks like it's doing it. Ah,
Order filled.
that stopped me out. Small loss. Looks like it's finding support in that region. Let's go on the 1 hour. Huge red candle on the 1 hour. But there is some support in this region. I was seeing some extended move downstairs, but I didn't do it. So glad to be getting out of that position. Tight risk. That was a good buy there. I was on the wrong side. I was thinking that it was just pooch down, but it's all right. Have another sip of coffee. Second 15-minute candle is going to close in about 3 minutes. Let's see where that takes us. Is it going to retrace, or is it going to be a good short again? Maybe it's going to come up here and get shorted off the low of the first 15-minute candle, which is roughly there. But we don't know. A lot of wicks at the moment. Could just whipsaw down and see new lows. So just being patient. Couple minutes before this candle closes. When we saw all-time highs and we saw some dips coming, we thought a lot of buyers are going to take up all those prices and we're going to keep rallying up on the upside. That's usually what happens, but not in this market. Just because of recent tariff news and recent other news, the fundamentals might have changed. So market knows something we don't. That's why the institutions and all the big money is selling it off. So they took the price up higher and everybody bought into the hype that all markets are going higher, and then they sold into it. That's classic market manipulation, or just how market works. Not even manipulation, honestly. It's just capitalism. Seeing another short here, but I do want to be careful. It's at the lows. We might just retrace back up to this 50% mark. I want to find a better entry. At the moment, it's just floating somewhere in the middle. That would have been a nice entry. But that's a lot of risk now, see? If I get an entry here, that's about 18 points of risk. Up to 40, 40, 30, 40, 50 ticks, you know. Seems like it's finding support here. Just want to see if it breaks the lows. Second 15-minute closing in about 40 seconds. Let's see where this one closes. That would determine what's going on. Ten seconds before this candle closes. A lot of volatility. Ooh, big wicks. Big wick down. See, that's a lot of volatility. Market really knows something we don't. Huge pointers down. Is it going to keep going down? That's the news times, supposedly. It got pooched. So that short did work. I was a little early on it. Next stop is way down. This could just be a manipulation candle as well. 3 seconds before this closes.
Order filled.
I'm being a buyer here. A little risky, but sold off enough. Maybe I'm just trying to find the low. But there could be an area of support off of that last time's overnight range. Big sell-off though. That was a quick move. Not a big fan of that. So we want to see a quick retracement on the upside. Some relief. Maybe this was a manipulation candle. If you see new lows, I'm not interested. I went in with small position too because the market conditions today are just atrocious. If you're on the short side, you're making a lot of money. Sadly, I'm on the buy side. Fortunately or unfortunately, we'll find out. Sellers could come and kick in and push this down further. Absolute stop limit is this. My whipsaw me and go up, but stop is a stop. We want this retracement up quick like it did on the downside. And fan this like not a new low, but this could be it. But let's see. A lot of pressure, selling pressure that is.
Order filled.
And it stopped me out. It could be a manipulation candle, but we'll find out.
Order filled.
I'm buying again. Just seeing some resistance come through, it would have just stopped me out and might retrace back. That's a manipulation candle, extended move.
Order filled.
Adding more here.
Order filled.
And that was a good trade added as well. So that still doesn't put us green on the day. Could have waited for this one too, but hey, very volatile. So how did we do in the last trade? It's good to keep checking. Almost break even. Nothing too shabby on the day. A couple of big losses, but I managed my risk quick. That was the main thing. Ooh, big retracement up. That's what we like to see, maybe get a fill. That's the third 15-minute candle on the day. We're gonna keep selling off or just find some relief off here.
Order filled.
I'm being a buyer here. A little quick entry, but let's see if we can get a run up. Small position again. Tight risk. We'll go break even when it keeps moving higher. Finding some resistance here. Would be all. Oh, that was a sell move. Very volatile.
Order
I
filled.
think this is a better entry. We'll see if we push higher. Tight risk again, and I'll go break even if we push higher. See some relief on that sell-off. All right, stops break even. Where are we going to end up on this one? I'm going to be patient. Finding resistance here. And we see getting up to those levels.
Order filled.
Should have taken that quick 50 points. That would have put us green on the day, but these things happen. Still looks like a great buy here.
Order filled.
I'm buying here just off of some 5-minute, finding some support. I think we might run up to here, but we'll see. I'll go break even again if it pushes higher. I think this was a manipulation candle, grabbing liquidity. All right, stops at break even. That was a solid liquidity run, took me out. Could have taken some profit then, but I think this is a trade that I was looking for, so I did a re-entry to get in and see if we can puncture through those levels. Get about 60 points out of it. Exact same spot I was last time. Finding resistance here. That 15-minute looks promising. Huge wick got printed, and we might seem to relief on that sell-off. Let's see. We might find some resistance here. So just seeing where the market takes us. Smart money might come in and get it up higher. I'm seeing maybe this level, but that's very ambitious. That's about 100 points. So I'll be quick in taking profits. Doesn't reach there. Let's see how we react on this level, if we puncture through or if we find some resistance. Almost reaching the first profit target. Again, being a little patient. Don't want to be too patient and catch another sell-off though, but let's see. It's trying it. That's the move. Gonna get rejected or is it gonna puncture through? It's definitely gonna go test it. Still haven't tested it yet. A lot of sellers have come in. All right, going for the test. They're gonna puncture through. Give buyers some confidence or reach their first profit target though. Great.
Order filled.
I'm getting out here. I know it might run up, but there's some resistance. And I lost a lot of the profit before, so this was a good trade anyway. Took about 60 points out of it, off of 3 contracts, so that puts us green on the day. Keep pushing. Finding resistance here, as expected. Could keep moving higher, but the overall trend is lower, and that's the low of the first 15-minute candle. If it's a downtrend, then it might just get sell-off and come right back. I am tempted to getting in again and seeing if we ride it through. But there is some resistance here, so you have to be careful. This could be a breakout as well. But there's a chance that it could just run down. And it is. It was a good exit. Protecting about 10, 20 points off of that. That's the retest. Failing a touch. That's an interesting short there. I'll be patient. Patient to see if it punches through, then that's the retest. Low of the 15-minute getting rejected. Are we going to see it come down here at this level and then go up, or are we just going to see a big sell-off from here? Last move was so quick, and that could happen very quickly as well. Just got to be a tad careful on this Friday. Happy Friday, everyone. It tested, it failed. It might go the next time. The first touch was a fail. Trying to do it again. It's testing it.
Order filled.
I'm long. Tight risk. Hoping for that break. There was some next time, first time it just didn't do it. The second touch it might break through. Markets are quick to react. Finding resistance there. Finding a lot of resistance, not punching through. We want to punch through here. That's the move. Finding a lot of resistance. That's the move. Moves a little bit high. I'll have stop in the money on the break even. Right, stops break even. Let it run. Catch those 30 points. That's what I'm looking at. Bottom of that value area high. Is it gonna stop me out and then run up, or this is the move? We don't know. That's a good recovery from the below. Like that's almost 140 points. There's a lot of opportunity. We caught about 50 points off of it, and now about 35 points in the money. So we're definitely on the right side. We did get a few tries to get here, but let's see if it punctures through or comes down, and we don't want to get like it's gonna stop me out and then run up. What's gonna happen? If it's a true bull candle, buyers will help it to get it up. That's the one. Some strong pushes there and some rejection. 1 minute looks like it's gonna do it. Or even go higher. That's my profit target. We'll be happy with that. Finding resistance there. That's what we didn't want. This is a good point to add if you're really got a lot of conviction. I'm moving it a touch bit higher. By a couple of points and see if it punctures through it. It's a great move. Profit target reached there. Finding resistance. Let's see if it pushes through. Getting rejected there. All right, that was good. That was a good point for some other longs to get in for the entry. But it's finding some rejection here. We need a clean push up. Is it gonna stop us out or is it gonna rally higher? What is it gonna be? We don't have the best entry, but it's good enough. Okay, that's a change of scenario. That was a good dip buy for the buyers to kick in. If it punctures through, then I'm seeing at least here because it punctured through and this could be a breakout. That's the change of thesis. So that was a good dip buy and we could see it rally up, and that's how bulls work. Reached our first profit target, getting rejected. Let's see if we retest it. Retest. They're going to puncture through or find rejection there. Right, looks like testing it. Found some rejection there. This could be it. This could be the breakout. Reached my first profit target though. Some selling pressure coming in. And that's the retest again. Second time it might puncture through. Squeeze those shorts. That's where a lot of the stop losses would be. It's going to go and run those stop losses. The narrative is changing. A lot of resistance coming through. Reach our profit target and I didn't take it because I was hoping for a move higher. Still holding, still might do it, but it's finding some resistance right at that point. Looks like sellers are in control, so we need to go for that retest and push higher, and then sellers will cover. And that's where a lot of the stop losses would be for the sellers. We want to go and run them. No, sellers look like they're getting back in control.
Order filled.
Could have taken that profit again, but that would have put us healthy on the day. Oops. That would have put us at least 500 up on the day, but we'll see. Maybe this is the move. Just thinking.
Order filled.
Oh, I got the worst entry. The worst entry. Looks like it's moving. Stop me out and then moves up. Classic. We're gonna break it this time. Getting rejected. Retest again. Getting hard rejection. Maybe this is the move. Alright, stops break even. They're gonna break it.
Order
Adding
filled.
here. Stops in the money.
Order filled.
Getting out. A lot of rejection. Might come and hit me there anyway. So Maybe lost on the last trade, but it was $100 trade. Could have been much higher, but we're seeing some rejection come in, and I don't want to be caught in it. Like so. So, I'm gonna have a sip of coffee. Size down today about 3 contracts just to make sure that um, we manage our risk and not get whipsawed, because these are 40, 50 point candles. There's a lot of volatility in the market. In the bigger picture, this is what's happening. Like, there's never been this much. Like, this is how the normal session works. But look at the last couple of days. Huge volatility. All right, it's testing it again.
Order filled.
Going for that breakout. Mr. TP, but let's see if it retests it. Stops break even. Moving my TP a little higher. Might just jump through it. A lot of rejection there. Might find some support. These are big candles. Found support, breaking out.
Order filled.
Ah, that stop hit. Big red candles. Maybe grabbing liquidity for a move higher. What is it going to be? All right, it's getting rejected there. This might be a extended move. Shorts might come in here. Who knows? I missed a lot of chances. Going back, I have to recalibrate. I came in at the break. These are the good points to buy. I try to get the breakout where the risk is a lot higher. A 6, 3 to 7, like 10-point trades here. Can easily would have taken it, and then 10, 20 points. Finding rejection.
Order filled.
Going long here. Risk is going to be tight. Seeing if it follows through. Looks like it's testing it again. And finding rejection. That was the worst entry as well, but I was thinking of the follow through after this red candle. 5-minute makes sense that if we can push through, but bulls might have exhausted as well. Let's see. 11-second before this 15-minute candle closes, so where is it going to close? That's the one. Grab that liquidity. Pushing higher. Finding a lot of resistance.
Order filled.
Adding here.
Order filled.
And that was pretty good. I'm supposed to roughly find it on the day. That was a good add as well. The reason for getting out too quickly was I didn't have a good average and it could just easily whipsaw, and this could be a, like we saw here, this could be a resistance level. It can't just keep going up or down. It has to reset. Maybe these are the reset candles. We don't know. What I will do is just be a little bit more patient. I don't even know how much I'm up or down on the account. What I do know is the last trading has been good. The losses have been smaller. I've been quickly getting out, changing directions as well. When shorts didn't work out, I went, recalibrated a bit, just working on securing that strategy. Securing that profits. There was one time again, like yesterday, that I could have secured that money, but I wanted to let it run and it just stopped me out break even. But even after a couple of break even, I kept trying it and trying to be on trend with the market. That's the stop loss run. If we had set in that trade, but again, I've just been trying to put stop in the money to protect my capital, keep the losses small if they come. So yes, we could have captured all of this move, but it could easily reverse because it's on the sell side. It's on the trend today, especially on the daily, is a sell. Look at these big candles, right? It came to those levels and now it's trying to fight. These could be good breakout trades, but could find resistance here, so come down.
Order filled.
All right, very risky, shorting the NQ here. Seeing for a quick 18-point move down. Just seeing a lot of resistance come through. Could be wrong, and I was. So these things happen. Still, maybe that could be a stop loss run and we might see a run down. Very much extended on the 15-minute. Overall sell day as well, so giving me some conviction in selling, but it could come run up to the low of the, and that's where I don't want to be in. Just risking some of today's profit to see if we can squeeze more. Maybe the best strategy, maybe not the best strategy, we don't know. But I was seeing a short come into play. And big red candle, because sellers are definitely in the market and they're selling into rallies. So let's see if it gets sucked back into the range. Getting a lot of resistance. Some sellers coming through. I'm gonna see a big kill candle here. We don't want a little dip, we want a big dip. This could be it. We just want to get sucked back into the range. We almost break even on the trade. Could find support here as well, which we don't want. We want a clean breakdown. Looks like it found support. Sellers are fighting it. That's the move. Let's see if we can get our profit target. Because if I'm a buyer, I'll be interested in these levels.
Order filled.
That was a great trade. Maybe a little early, but you never know. And got up right at our entry. My whole thesis was if I was a buyer, I will try to buy it here off of the 5-minute, roughly there at this low. So that was the thesis from there. Got in a little early. There was an extended move. And now we saw a push down and a quick push up because buyers found some support here. Not a big trade though, money-wise, but points-wise, there was 11 points. So these 11, 20, 25 points, I was going for those 30 points and I did catch some as well. I'm never a big believer of looking at profit targets or how much money I made. But because it's a prop firm, we need to hit those targets. I don't want to overdo it or underdo it. Good thing to notice, profit factor 2, that means my winners are higher or bigger than my losses. And win rate is 50%, so I'm either wrong or either right. But when I'm right, I make more. When I'm wrong, I'm quick. And if I just keep that, that's profitability. That was a great exit too, because if I was a buyer, that's where I would come in. So we just bought that little retracement, a little fade into the larger trend or the larger micro trend that's been going on. So what am I looking at now? What I'm looking at is this clear trend line. Hope everybody's looking at this as well, that we just broke and we're trading above it. We could get sucked back in. This could be a fake out, and I'm seeing this trend line here as well. Clear trend line. Oops. Close to it. And looks like we're getting sucked back in. Let's say that was an extended move. I'll go delete this. That's where I'm looking at. Too many lines, more than I like, but these areas are coming into play. Absolutely, even these levels. There were some extended moves here for sure, but prices couldn't push below it and they closed above them, so we knew that it was going to be a buy move. Now it's getting sucked back into the range, into that little wedge here, and it got rejected from that trend line. Especially on the 15-minute, it's much more clear what happened. Much more clear. You can see on the 1-minute as well, and you can see it on the 5-minute as well. It got rejected and now it's getting sucked back, and we might see a scenario like this where it comes down to this level and then gets pushed up, but that's the big wedge that I'm looking at. That's the scenario. Now we just got to be patient. Gold, the most tricky instrument for me, man. And these moves happen, they happen. Good for a swing, but it's just too much. Technical analysis go out of whack. There's too many swings up, down, doesn't respect levels. Look at these. Comes down, goes up, goes up a little, comes down, didn't even tap that. like it did, kinda. It comes down again, goes up, no levels to tap off of, just does random things, up, down, up, down. So sometimes you would say it follows a trend line. Let's say yesterday it followed that little trend line, but then it came up, took everybody out, and then it kind of finds support, it comes down. So very tricky, and that's not a price action what I would like to see. I call myself a price action momentum trader where trend lines come into play, volume comes into play. So volume profiles, supports and resistances, key levels where market's finding a lot of um, interesting activity. But trend lines, man, let's say yesterday I was in that trade. Now I had this wedge. I know it looks very gnarly, but it's just there for my visual reference, right? Price comes down, hits that trend line, goes up, hits that trend line, and now it's forming this wedge. It comes and tests this wedge again, rejects off of that previous day's point of control, goes up, breaks the trend, that trend line, finds some support, closes outside the wedge, and then starts rallying up and doesn't see light of like just never returns to this moment. And that's what you would like to see, a nice wedge break. Now what I'm looking at, especially in gold, very tricky, but it's again in that little channel. It can easily come up, find support here, I mean rejection here, and then come down to this and stay in this channel. How I got those levels? Clearly there's two trend lines going off of here. That's the bigger one, and that's the smaller trend line. And right now it just came down in that channel and it's just gonna go up and down, up and down, up and down. It's gonna go up for sure. And then once it breaks out of any one of those trend lines, let's say it breaks down to this trend line, sellers will kick in. They will take prices even lower. So that's the idea of trend lines. These levels come into play for sure. That's another thing. Okay. Look at the Dow. What am I doing? Dow. Great example. Just like NQ. So on the 4 hour, that's the order block I'm looking at. Consistently, when it's hitting these levels, let's go on the daily. These levels, there's some interesting price movement, especially if you look at it here, right? Once it breaks those levels, up or downside, there's a huge reaction. So this is a key level here. Maybe just see if I can go on the weekly and find a better auto block. Nah, I think daily is the way to go, or 4 hour maybe. Let's go daily. Okay. So very interesting region here. This is something to look out for. Let's draw this as a reference, knowing that and it rejects here. So this is the order block. You see, price comes in, gets rejected, tries to get close to it, gets rejected, then goes and tries to retest. Usually when the second touch comes in, it's going to go up, but big kill candle took everyone out. We can see this trend forming then. Or this trend came in first. Everyone got in, broke, went up, took that trend line, rode it up. Great. When it broke that trend, there was a big reaction. Everyone knew that it's going to come back to these levels, and it did. Everyone must have waited for it to close, and it did. But then you saw a lot of consolidation here, which means these prices are holding up, and price might move up. And it did, for the most part. And then we saw this trend come in. This trend here, off of these two lines. If we ignore this wick, because that doji means there's a lot of buying interest here. So that's the trend. So when price came down to this level, it broke out. And no matter what it did here, it found some resistance in this region, right? Like so. You could argue that that's like a bigger wedge here. Price never got to those highs again, got sold off completely. Big candle, these are dailies, so huge sell-offs, came down to this support level, goes up. Everyone can see that trend line, goes up, holds above the trend line for a couple of days, sells off. As soon as it sells off, that's a signal. Especially here as well. When it sold off, came up, this was a signal for a sell. People must have sold it and got stopped out. That's fine. Wait for a couple of days. When the candle closes or comes below, a little bit below, now here's your sell again. Stop right above here. For intraday, you know the bias is going to be a sell. And then it sold off and came into that 50% of that level. So this is a key level that's been holding. So now, price finds support here, comes up. Let me just move this a touch down because that's what seems more appropriate. Yeah, just there. Rallies up. This was a great dip buy. And now, once it got stuck in this region, you can draw a trend line just like so. You can extend it. Sometimes that trend line, if you extend it, comes into play here. Found some support here. But even if you don't extend it, just get it up here. That's your trend line. Stop's always going to be above it. Kept finding support and dwindled down, broke down. It's found a lot of support here, and when it broke this level, then sellers came in strong. Came up, tested this level, and it flipped to the downside. Okay? So, when it came all the way down, or you could say that this was a trend line up off of these two levels. Let's say you only had these two levels. You drew a trend line and you extended it. Look what happened. Price comes down, gets up to the trend line, and it's under the confluence as well. There are two things meeting here. So that's a lot of confluence that the market is giving us just at this point. So there's that 50% line, and there's that trend line. And look what happens. Market gets sold off. Again, it goes up again. A lot of sellers came in right at that trend line and other confluence below this level, below this order block, and it just got sold off hard. So that's the Dow. And let's say you drew a trend line like so, just here. Ignore those wick because that's manipulation. Let's say your trend line was somewhere like this. When price is coming down or holding these levels, that means it's trending higher. It never came and touched that trend line. It's very difficult to trade though, I would agree. But what's easier to trade it is when it broke that trend line. That's a sell day. Even that little move here, if you were sitting intraday and you knew that it came down and went up and couldn't break above the trend line, that's 250 ticks. Even if you catch 5, 10, 20, 50 points on that day off of 5 contracts, 10 contracts, that's good money. So that's how you spot trades, or I spot trade. That's could be volume based, trend based, price action trading. And now we just at that level, which is very interesting for Dow. And it's just dwindling at this spot. Now let's come back to the NQ, see how our intraday trend lines are doing. Look what happened when it broke the wedge. Yes, there was some manipulation going up. When it broke the wedge from the T, right at that T of the trend line, we didn't know. This price wasn't here. It's very easy to look at the market in hindsight and say, oh, I know, but we didn't know this price was going to just get it here. We just knew that there was a trend forming off of these two levels, off of 5 minutes. And once it broke that, that was a confirmation or a confluence that this was going to be a sell. So I missed this trade, and also I'm trying to be easy because I'm up on the day, but that would have been a nice trade. And now it's flirting with that value area high or the low of that 15-minute. It could find support, but seems like there's a lot of selling coming through. And this could be a potential sell on the downside, especially on the 5-minute. But we don't know. Now what I'm looking at it, since it found support here, this is the new trend line or the new trend. Right here. And that's the new wedge. Is it going to break it? Or is it going to find support and come up? So these keep changing throughout the day. Before it was that trend, as soon as it broke it, we saw a huge sell-off. So even if you took that trade there, right at the trend line, the risk was very tight. It's above the trend line. So if it gets above that, that's fine. So that's a good move. That's a 30-point move. Right now it's stuck right at that trend line. Maybe it's going to find support. Maybe it'll puncture through it. We don't know. But if you're going to be a buyer, you'll have your risk very tight, roughly here. So looks like it's finding support. And even if you were at that trend line, that's a good trade. From here to here, you're already like 18, 20 points. 20 pointers, 25 points, that's pretty good in today's market. With a tight risk. So this is what you're looking at. Let's say you come in at the trend line, even if you have a really bad entry. Oops, on the wrong tool. That's the one. Your really bad entry here. Your risk is gonna be right outside the trend line, roughly here. And you're going for that top of that range. Now you could get stopped out or not, we don't know. But that's the trade. Or you flip it. Once it breaks, what I like, breakouts. So that's your tight risk. And you're looking at that mark. But we can wait when it closes outside. If it closes outside, we get a better entry, then this is the trade. And then it's gonna dwindle down further, especially on this structure here. 1:1, 1:1.5, but highly accurate trading. So looks like it's finding support, and that's why it's good to wait for confirmation, which is needs to close outside of this wedge. So that's that. Want to get another trade in. See if we can find something here. So what are we looking at? We're looking at, this is the first 15-minute low of the first 15-minute candle. Usually that's the orb setup. Market came up, sold off. People got a lot of money here because that's the orb setup. A lot of people who sell the market at the low of the first 15-minute, they got like 50, 60 good points out of it, especially here. That's a good, great trade, and you're off for the races. And that was another setup here, which is a school run setup. Trader Tom talks about it a lot. That if it's below the overnight range, which is here, and it breaks the low of the second 15-minute candle, or in this case, it didn't break above. If it would have broken above, you would have sold it as well. But it broke the low here. That triggers a short. So you come from short from here, and you just ride it. So that's 30, 40 points here. Market just rallied, or you could have gotten 30, 20 points out of it with a risk, which is roughly, if you got in here, your risk would be 50% of that. So let's say 40 point, that's a huge risk though. So if you go with tight risk, that's the way to go. But what ended up happening is market reversed, broke the low of the first 15-minute, came up, found some support here, went up, and then now it's in a downtrend. And now it's coming back to test that wedge or that low of the first 15-minute. It might find support and keep rallying up like so, or it could just see new lows of days like it did yesterday. See? Came up, tested it again, came up, tested it, and then just found new lows. And this was all intraday as well. That was the low of the first 15-minute candle yesterday. Yes, it went up, found rejection, came down. So that's what's happening today as well. And then it went up, found some rejection there as well from the low of the first 15-minute candle, and then it never saw light of day. So it looks like it's setting up to be the same thing today. Sorry, lots of scrolling. These are A+ setups. Looks like it's going to break out. We just need it to close. So it might come down and come up and get rejected later in the day. So that's the trade. That's what we're looking at. Looks like it closed outside and now it's finding some. That was the trade there, that entry. Am I going to have a late entry if it breaks that low? We'll see. But that would have been a nicer entry. That it's just entries come so quick. Market doesn't wait. Could find support, but this could be a interesting entry. We'll wait for this 30 candle to close. Huge sellers come in. We need it to break this moment and come up, and we'll get another entry. There's a true downtrend. We'll get entries. But again, break a wedge, and we found that. Now what I'm looking at, sure, that was a larger trend. This could be a new trend forming that will come into place soon. We might just get, you can delete that line and just take this as the new wedge. But I'll keep it just for reference in case we come into those levels. All this stuff is doesn't mean anything if you don't execute. It's all about making money in the market, being profitable. We're getting some support off of that low of the 15-minute. We want this to break and then come retest, and that's where we're going to enter. At least that's the idea. Wicking, so not really closing below. That means it's finding support. This candle closes in 5 seconds. So I've been trading for about an hour and a half. Finding a lot of support. Getting rejected again. Big move down. Okay.
Order filled.
I'm shorting it here. Off of that pullback. Stop right above there. And hoping for a push down, or it just could just be a fake out. But if it comes down, then we're seeing interesting levels right here.
Order filled.
Looks like I got stopped out. That would have been a nicer entry.
Order filled.
Shorting here. Just getting a better entry at that short. Looks like market's dwindling down off of that 5-minute, but I could be wrong. This could be a big fake out on the downside.
Order filled.
And I got stopped out. Couple of losers. That means market found support here. Broke that trend, so this could be an interesting buy. Pushed a lot of these sellers that were thinking market will keep rallying down. So this could turn into a big bull candle.
Order filled.
Right here. I'm long. Hoping for that nice reversal. Up, down, up. Or it could just be a choppy market right now, but looking at today's price action, if it respects those levels, that's going to be a good trade. Can easily get rejected from the trend line, so I'm wary of that. It needs to break it. So maybe this is what we're looking at now. It's always good to do larger. Focus on the larger picture. Why is it doing that? Yeah, that's where I want it. So I'm gonna buy, hoping market will rally up. But if it's choppy and consolidating, if it sells off, then it just took me out. I just keep going lower. It looks like we're finding support here, so I'm just going off of that. Off of that 15-minute, that this could turn into a doji and a move up higher. If it does, there'll be a decent trade, and I'll add into it. Or we'll just let it ride for 30 points. Looks like it's going higher. Need a better close. High conviction. That's not it. Let's see.
Order filled.
Adding here. Couple more pushes up. Finding resistance. That's not
Order
what I would like
filled.
to see, man.
Order filled.
Going long again. Same setup. $15 looks good. Just needs to push through. We don't want it to fade or dwindle down. All right, seeing some moves. Not a lot of conviction. And it's selling off, I guess.
Order filled.
Got stopped out. Right
Order
at that
filled.
trend line. I'm going in long again. But tap the trend line. Let's see a move higher. Third try on this one, probably the last one. What I don't want to see is a big dwindle down. Maybe I got stopped out too quickly. Deciding, taking his time. Maybe that's the move. Maybe not. Let's see. That's it. Finding rejection,
Order filled.
adding to it,
Order filled.
adding more. SRTP by a tick. Let's see if it tries again. That's not good. Giving it a chance to see if it pushes through, but that's not looking good. It was a good move up higher, but now it's stuck in a chop and I'm in a full position too, so not a good feeling. We got missed by a tick there. Let's see if it gives us some more room for to push, find some support. Choppy now. Fridays, man. Gave a lot of my profits for the day just for this trade. I added two just thinking that it would just rally higher, and it did, but there's a lot of sellers come in. Now I'm giving it some room to see if it can find support. True support off of that 15-minute. Looks like a close outside the wedge. We need some buyers kick in, or we need a big buyer like so. Doesn't look like it. Could be wrong. All right, some confidence coming back in the market. Right, big buyer kicked in. How long is it going to go for? That's the question. That's off of the 15-minute. Looks like confidence coming back in the market. Is it going to puncture through that high? What is it going to do? Maybe leave my limit up a little bit higher. It can chop all day here as well. All right, stop, break even. Don't want to give up too many profits for the day. If it goes, great. If it doesn't, we cool. Looks like it's chopping.
Order filled.
Took me out. Should have closed that trade in profit, but that was a scratch trade. Just 350 on the day. They could have put me up a little bit higher, but that just looks like it's a seller's market. Big buyer came in, but it couldn't push the prices up higher. It's chopping up, down, up, down. Let's see if we can get some surgical entry and quick exit, or what's going to happen here. Or is it going to break down this time?
Order filled.
I'm long. This could be a short, but looking like there's some support here. Keep bouncing off of that trend line. Could be a good entry as well.
Order filled.
I'm out. Looks like it's just stopping and see if we can get a better entry. It's not a full sell-off.
Order filled.
Going long again, thinking that it's finding some support. Could be wrong, could just puncture through it. Tested it like 4 times. But just prior buyers came in and it kind of closed outside the wedge too. So it's a very risky position. But I'm seeing some buying action come in and could just push it higher. Let's see. There was a gnarly sell-off too from that low. Let's see where this candle closes in about 10 minutes. It's a big sell-off from the low of that chop. It got stuck in a chop. Yeah, it's choppy. Can't decide where it wants to go. My money's on the long side. That looks promising. wanted to add, but there's so many wicks and it's wicking again. So I just wanted to go one time and hit my profit target. Yeah, it's just choppy, man. Range bound. Testing the low of the first 15 minutes. Testing it. If I had stopped there, would have taken me out, and my mental stop is roughly here. I will get out, but let's see if we can get some buyers to kick in. It's choppy. Not liking this. Or rejected up there. Could have hit that profit target, but you never know. I'm hoping for it to just find some support here. And then rally a tad higher. If it breaks below and closes below, that's unfortunate for today. Riders are very choppy always. I could have closed the day and walk away, but you never know. This could have happened on Monday as well. I still stand by it. No ego, just process. Seeing a lot of sellers though, but it's choppy. All these moves up, down, and now it's just chopping. Markets are funny. One buyer could come in and push it up here. So 4 hours look like this is a buying candle. But we don't know. It's testing it right below the low of the first 15 minutes, so there's a big wick on the 4 hour anyway. Yeah, should have stopped after that little losing streak. That's okay. That's a lot of drawdown than I would like. It's just chopping, so I can't make a decision. Absolutely stop below, close below here. Wicking, and we could find support higher. One move, and it's happened to me before that I'll close it and I will just find a good buyer, but we'll see. I'm fearful that it might go lower, but these few candles are going to decide if this is a fake out or or the 4 hour is going to hold, and 4 hour looked like there's a buying action going on. So testing that. This could be a short. Testing that below the trend line. Let's see how these candles react. Come on, you can do it. You can get out of the chop. That's it. Trying to get back into the range. Getting rejected. That's not good. That could be the sell move everyone could be waiting for, but this could just easily take those people out as well. This could be a fake out. That's what happens after a chop. So clear support here. Right below the low of the 15-minute. Clearly that triggers a short for a lot of traders. It's testing it. Couldn't close below. If I'm a stopped here, I would be stopped out. And then it would rally higher, eh? That's it. That's why I just set a mental stop. Trigger and on the trigger. That's a big gnarly candle. Can't decide. That's tough, tough spot. Just want to close it if it doesn't work out and just call it a day. But I just do have a feeling that might come up. We don't go off our feelings, we go off what's happening right now. What's happening is it just got rejected below the 15-minute and it's just selling off. But what's also happening is chopping as well. So not a great sign. Yep. Very choppy. We're going to see some buyers push it through. Maybe this was a good decision to hold, or what? Are we just going to get rejected off of that point and keep selling off? We just need to get through all of these levels now. So we need a strong buyer. That's not very good. If I was a seller, I'd be very wary of these levels. There's strong buying could come in and off of that dip. Strong buyers could kick in here, so I wouldn't sell here. I would actually cover any move that comes up. That's what I'm thinking of. If I were a seller, would I sell here? No, I would wait for it to come below these lows, and that's where I would sell. If I was a buyer, I would buy here. I would keep buying that dip to get it up higher. So let's see if we break that low of the 15-minute. It's choppy, man. All right, I've been trading for 2 hours. This could be my cutoff point, but I'll let it run a little bit more. Buy stepping in. Big buyer coming through. Hold up, hold up. Needs to break all those levels. A lot of upside to go to. Could just sell off quickly, so I have to be quick on my feet here. Make some decisions. Need a big buyer. Sellers to vanish. Final rejection, rejection. Finding a lot of rejection there. Seems like it's fading, but there's some buying action too. Just choppy. I should have known after a couple of stop loss run, but that's alright. Took another entry. Small position. Risk wasn't tight on that one. I'm giving it some room because there's a lot of choppiness. Just doing some discretion here, which is not the best. Should follow the system, but system is to see what it does here. Because I think if I was a buyer, I would absolutely buy here and push the prices up at least to that level, which it did before and got rejected. So that's the region it wants to go in. That's if it wants to chop. This is the best place to chop. So let's see if it was a good decision holding it. It's finding rejection again at the low of the 15-minute, flirting with it. First touch, it got rejected. Second touch, is it going to do it? Is it going to push through? Let's see. I ran out of coffee too. Might go get some coffee. So waiting for this trade to play out eagerly. Markers don't work on anybody's clock too, so. Right, looks like it's getting rejected. That was the second touch, second try. Trying to push it through, finding resistance. Let's see if we find momentum here. I'll let market do its thing. Found good buyers. Let's see if we can follow through. 4 minutes, 4 hours still looks like it's on the buy side. So 15-minute looks great. Seeing buyers kick in. Finding some resistance. Need to push through that trend line. Testing it.
Order filled.
I'm adding here. Right, looks good.
Order filled.
Adding more. Waiting for those couple pushes, and then I'm out. Stops break even. Waiting for that big push.
Order filled.
That's the one. Very well done. Could keep going higher, but I kept adding to it. Same trade that happened here. But I got wicked out so many times. Saw a little bit of drawdown, but nothing as big as those trades we just did. About 350 on that one. It could keep going higher, but there's so much resistance here. I just want to secure my profit and get on with my day. That's about 600 on the day. And how are we looking on the really don't like, okay, about 300 more to go past this combine. Really don't like looking at the profits, but should we risk a little bit to get some profits and close this, get this funding account going? Maybe this is an opportunity. It gives us a fill right at value area. This was a really valid trade. As soon as it broke that trend, I added, and then we covered somewhere around here. Don't want to get into a risky entry though. But let's see if we can keep going. The stream's been going on. This stream has been going on for too long, and I do need to get some coffee. But let's see if we can get that. Could find rejection here. That is coming down. This could be a potential entry. I want a bigger dip.
Order filled.
Doesn't look like it's going to give us a bigger dip, so we're just going with that one.
Order filled.
Adding more there. Very risky. That could have been a better entry, but we'll see if we can break out. Looks like it's trying. Stops break even. Waiting for that strong push up. That's another entry for the bulls. There you go. Fuck. I moved my limit and it just would have tapped it.
Order filled.
And that's it. How much are we doing? Oh, we need like a little bit more. I shouldn't have done it. Like a tad bit more. Just about $100. Let's see if we can do it. How much do we need? $80 more. $100 would do it. Try to go with 2 contracts. Oh, not 20. Uh-huh. 2. That trade would have done it, but I thought that that's all we needed.
Order filled.
Shorting it. Because found hard rejection there. Thought shorting made sense.
Order filled.
Added more. Okay, did that do it? My man. 2977, just a few more, eh? That's a strong push down.
Order filled.
Forward here. See if we can get some retracement. It's a big, strong sell candle though. You want to keep selling off or what? You want to find some support and push higher.
Order filled.
Getting out, not the best entry. Just want to get that little confirmation. Maybe that's the dip.
Order filled.
Buying that dip, hoping for that push up and test the highs before it sells off. Maybe that's the move. How much do we need? Oh, $50. That's not gonna cut it, is it? Stops break even. Let's do it. I don't want to add here. Just want this move to continue. Like so. Doesn't looks like shorts can come in any time. We want a little push here though. Just like so. Sellers coming in.
Order filled.
That stuffed us out. My goodness. Hard to make $50 though. Just need to follow the plan, eh? How much did we make today? We did good. Since it got rejected, 5 minutes look pretty. That could be a buy signal, dude.
Order filled.
I'm going off of that 15 minutes. Sellers could come in and push it down, but I have a feeling it's just gonna get sucked back out of this range. Just going off a 15-minute, that looks like a nice pullback for the bulls to kick in. There's a lot of sellers in the market too, so gotta be very careful. I'm not risking much, just 2 contracts. That's not the best. Just trying to short it there, but it's the way it's gotta go, I guess. I was on the wrong side. Or on the right side, depending who you ask. Just wanted to come and test these highs again. Keep pushing higher. Just to be on the safe side, I'll try to make a little bit more. So, looks like we're coming in the profit. I just want this move to continue going higher. Maybe 18 points would do it for us. I'll go stop break even as soon as it moves up. Have to follow rules even if we're close to the finish line. Right, that 5-minute pullback looks like it's getting bought up. And it got rejected. A lot of rejection here. Finding support. Trying to catch that momentum. Not about the P&L. This could be a good trade if I was in buys anyway with a big position. Prices are holding up. 15 minutes, this looks like it's a nice pullback and it could rally up. Just like here on the 15-minute, this was a nice pullback and a rally down. Just the same trade here. Looks like a nice pullback and might rally up and get out of this range. So I'm seeing somewhere around here, at least testing it once or twice before making a decision, you know? Stuck there. Finding some momentum. There we go. Literally just stuck there. All right. Got a good average, good entry. Just want some follow through. Looks like it's chopping in this region. Must been like what? Coming to like 2.5 hours? And that's not a good sign. I'm tempted to close if it doesn't find support and rallies up. In the 15-minute, that looks like that pullback's now getting bought up. This candle closes in about 3 minutes. We want this buying action to kick in. This was a good bull candle. Hindsight, I should have stayed in that trade and let it run. Hindsight. But you never know. This one candle could just fix everything, so Good thing is I'm stable. No matter what happens, outcome is not in my control. I can just try to be on the right side. It looks like it's probable that we'll go test those highs. That's all. All this buying action took out a lot of sellers, and that's giving indication in the market that the market might rally up a bit. Not too much, just a touch. And I don't want this whole position here. I just wanted to take me out here. 25 points. Finding some rejection there again. Yeah, a lot of rejection. Barely moving. Right, seeing some action kick in. 15-minute, hopefully going to close in a minute and a half, and it's closing green. Just want a good follow through. Otherwise, I'm out. Okay, that's nice. Stops break even. Gonna stop me out and then go up. Like it does always, or this is the one? Slow grind. Slow frickin' grind. Right, looks like it's moving. The needle's moving. Probably the longest session I've had trading. So markets go generally very slow after the couple of hours. Let's see, is it gonna do it? How much do we need, dude? Just going a little bit extra on that one anyway. All right, that would push it up. That's a good dip for the buyers. Close outside.
Order filled.
Closing it there. That's job well done. Thinking it's been 50-50 for me. Today was a good day. Kept pushing. Not every day is the same. But I followed my rules. There were some times I could have taken profit quicker, but I didn't. I let the trade run and breathe, and just there was a time when I was in drawdown. I didn't have a stop or a fixed stop loss because I was taking that day's profits, you know. There was a time when I had a position in profit and I kept adding 3 times and it reversed on me and I didn't take profit. So I think that's a mental note. When you're in full size, just close it if it comes break even. And I was holding on to it, and I did the second time. When I saw confirmation, I was in a starter position. I didn't have a fixed stop, but I had a mental stop, and market just rallied up because I was looking at it as a way if I was a seller or if I was a buyer. So if I was a seller, I don't want to sell here. I just would have liked to take out the market, taking out the lows and then selling. So I became a buyer and I kept waiting. Maybe I was a little early, but there was a lot of chop I sat through, maybe because it was later in the day. But the move did come, and as soon as it broke the trend line, I added into it. Hindsight, I could have stopped everything there, and that would have made it really nice. But That's okay. And I sized down significantly, set through this chop just to get that extra little bit for me to pass the account. Overall, good experience and see how we do in the XFAs. But what's the day today? Like 10 days it took me. So many resets. I might be doing a video. I might be doing how everything worked out or what the process was or how many reset it took, but we'll see. But this journey for the combine, for now, it's done. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Hope to see you next weekend. Have a great weekend. Bye.